नमस्कार. आयच्या या खाशेल्या हेडोनात तुमकां सगळ्याक येवकार. विशय गाजता तो म्हादयचो आनी म्हादयचो विशय येता तेन्ना गोंया भितर एक असो मनीस आसा जांचो पर्स्पेक्टीव ह्या विशयाचेर सामको म्हत्वाचो ठरता. ते म्हळ्यार ह्या केसींतले ट्रिब्युनला मुखार आशिल्ल्या गोंयचे आदवोगाद आनी देशाचे एडिशनल सॉलिसिटर जनरल आत्माराम बाब नाडकर्णी. सर, वेलकम टू द शो. हो आमी तिसरो इंटरव्यू करतात म्हादयचेर आनी प्रत्येक खेपेक आमी इंटरव्यू करता तेन्ना वातावरण वेगवेगळें आसता. सध्याचे वातावरणाचेर तुमचें मत कितें?
सध्या वातावरण म्हणजे कितें, म्हादयचो जो पळय ट्रायब्युनलाच्या मुखार टप्पो आसा दॅट हॅज कम टू द फायनल स्टेज. एविडन्स इज ओवर, ऑल विटनेस आर एक्झामिन्ड. कर्नाटका हॅज बीन given liberty to examine one or two witnesses if they wish for, and that list they have to file before 15 January. Otherwise, on 6th of February, arguments in the matter are bound to start. We are supposed to file our written arguments by 15 January. So आमचे written arguments सध्या चालू आसा, तयारी चालू आसा. And 6th of February, I am going to commence my argument. I am going to take at least a month to complete my arguments. So February I will take, March will be Karnataka, April few days may be taken by Maharashtra. Then I will rejoin if necessary for few days, depending upon what case they try to make out. And with that it is over. By June, July you should get the tribunal's award.
तुम्ही म्हणतात की फुडल्या 6-7 महिन्या भितर ह्या केसीचो निकाल लागतलो.
By August, because by August 2018 the term of the tribunal also comes to an end. So before that they have to give the award.
And before that we will have the verdict. How strong do you think right now are we in the tribunal?
Basically I would say that despite all odds, Goa has been fairly able to put up a very formidable fight before the tribunal. And Goa's case is much stronger. And of course, I'm not brandishing about my own this one, but
everybody is appreciating. Everybody is appreciating.
Mother team, because we have had 2-3 successes in between, but that has not gone to our head. We are trying our best even now, because the whole idea is to save the Madai River. Madai River, as such, is something which is not negotiable. We want Madai, we want Mandavi, we want this Madai River to flow in Goa. That is something which is not negotiable. All of us have the cause of Madai, which is very dear to our heart. So we are putting it our life's best.
Yeah, I should also appreciate you for one more fact. And तो म्हळ्यार कर्नाटकाची जी मिडिया आसा ती खूप बायस तरेन ह्या गजालीची रिपोर्टिंग करता. पण ज्या तरेन तुम्ही दिल्ली सावन, आय एम टॉकिंग एज अ जर्नलिस्ट, जो एक कंटिन्युअस फ्लो ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन आसा की गोंयची स्टेज आज कितें आर्ग्युमेंट जाले, गोंयची आज पोजिशन कितें आशिल्ली. आय थिंक द एंटायर टीम एंड एस्पेशली यू शूड बी रियली अप्रिशिएटेड फॉर दॅट कायंड ऑफ फ्लो ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन, जाका लागून जी एक परसेप्शन बॅटल आसता विच इज आउटसायड द ट्रायब्युनल. आय थिंक दॅट ऑल्सो वी हॅव बीन मॅनेज्ड very well because of that flow of information. कितली % chances तुमकां दिसतात आज in terms of ह्या, कारण final arguments आता start जातले.
Goa has very bright chances of success in the matter, that there is no doubt about it. Because we have been able to destroy the CWC report on which Karnataka was heavily relying. We have been able to somewhat prove our hydrological yield in the river being of a particular TMC. Our environmental witnesses have done exceptionally well, all 3 witnesses, Rajen Kerkar, then the former director of fisheries Shamila Montero, and from the forest Paresh Parab. All of them have done extremely well. Chief Engineer Nadkarni, Chetan Pandit. So they have deposed. I mean, these are all good witnesses, good depositions. There is not much cross which Karnataka claimed to have a victory.
So you are saying we are on a very, very strong footing. अशी परिस्थिती जेन्ना हो जो इन्सिडंट जालो, जंय अमित शाह कॉल्ड अ मिटींग, Chief Minister of Goa and B.S. Yediyurappa met. And taje uprant Chief Minister gave a letter to Karnataka that on humanitarian grounds we have no objection to give you the water. How did you feel, point one, personally? Point two, legally, how do you look at it?
See, very good question, because you asked me legally how do I look at it. First, let me tell you.
And how did you feel personally also?
No, first let me tell you, the political outburst which is there is pure politics. Political outburst is without understanding the whole controversy. The legal implications aside, what has Parrikar said? All that Manohar Parrikar said. See, it's a fact that elections are coming up in Karnataka. The Bharatiya Janata Party is contesting in Karnataka. So, in such circumstances, when the Bharatiya Janata Party members or leaders of Karnataka met the national president, Mr. Amit J. Shah, it is but incumbent that you call two parties and see if anything is possible, because talks can never be ruled out. This is not a case of India-Pakistan fight. This is a case of water sharing of an interstate river between two states. So there is nothing wrong in calling for a meeting. Two, there is absolutely nothing wrong in the Chief Minister attending such a meeting, because he is also a member of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The BJP leaders from Karnataka came, the BJP leaders from... It is not that the Chief Minister committed something under pressure at the meeting. No. He came back. And it is obvious that he must have consulted many people. And then he wrote a letter. What does Mr. Parrikar's letter say? Parrikar's letter in short says that insofar as the issue of Madai is concerned, we are very serious about it. And question of granting you 7.56 TMC does not arise. Number two, here says, however, drinking water within the basin for a reasonable use and sufficient for Karnataka, we never had any problem. Now, basically, I'll tell you, this statement is taken out of the context in the political statement. See, for politicians, perhaps it may be their job also, because in Goa, in India, the politicians, they want to score some brownie points over the other politicians. That is not how politics is to be looked upon or politics is to be done. So I have differences there. But Parrikar's statement, there is nothing wrong. All that he said is drinking water. So how much can the drinking water be required within the basin? It is already calculated 0.03, 0.1 TMC or no, 0.1 TMC. We are never opposed.
Yeah, we have never opposed it. No, the point is, I think
you know, the river flows out of 111 kilometers, 36 kilometers is in Karnataka. So you will have to give them some water. They have some share in the river, which one has to admit. As I've said in the last interview also, na we will ek theme going to Madhya Ami It is not.
I think there are two issues here. पहिलो issue जो असा where there is a lot of anger from the people is that जो येडियुरप्पाचे पत्र आशिल्लें तातूंत भितर ताणें 7.5 TMC मागिल्लें. Chief Minister's letter does not vociferously contradicts that figure. I think that is the first thing. Means on humanitarian grounds, giving drinking water is...
He says we are opposed to this demand of Karnataka.
No, he is not opposing the figure. He is saying that with reference to your letter.
He has said, with reference to your letter, we are opposed to this demand of Karnataka. We are before the tribunal. Yes, however, without prejudice to the rights and contentions before tribunal, we are prepared to consider, okay, and sit across and talk. So he has not committed.
He has not committed.
See, that's why the Chief Minister of Karnataka says there is no commitment in this letter.
That's why दोन issues आशिल्ले. The पहिलो म्हळ्यार that figure should have been vociferously disputed. दूसरो issue आशिल्लो.
No, he has disputed the figure.
No,
if he says let us sit across and find out what is the figure required, surely 7.56 TMC is like a big river flowing. So that
which makes no sense. See, that is first point. Second point is why he is writing to Yediyurappa, because when last time Karnataka Chief Minister wrote to Devendra Fadnavis and then Goa Chief Minister, गोंयान स्टँड घेतलो की आमी ट्रिब्युनला भितरी केस झगडटात, ट्रिब्युनला मुखार जे कितें जाता ते मान्य करया, ताज्या भायर आनी कांय करपाक नाका. आज जेन्ना just because he is a BJP state president, if a chief minister is writing, it looks like the politics is taking precedence over the case.
I'll tell you, last time when Lakshmikant Parsekar wrote and the chief secretary wrote as well as the chief engineer wrote to chief engineer of Karnataka, chief secretary wrote to chief secretary of Karnataka, chief minister wrote to chief minister of Karnataka, that people are wanting to break down that particular blockade which is done pursuant to the order of the tribunal. They are taking people from Hubli, Dharwad, so please prevent it. Are those letters replied? Have they replied those letters? They have not replied those letters. So it is obvious, why should Chief Minister Goa reply to the letter of Karnataka? He must have decided, if you don't reply my letters, why should I reply to your letters?
Then why should he write to Yediyurappa?
That is because the party president perhaps had called and he had told them in that meeting that I will get back to you. So he writes to Yediyurappa, and maybe it is perhaps, and it may be, one doesn't know, the Karnataka BJP wanted to show it that look, if the BJP government comes to Karnataka, the Goa government we will be in a much better position.
But don't you think that gives an impression that politics is taking precedence over the case? The political optics are taking precedence over the case when you are so vehemently fighting it in the tribunal.
Right. That tribunal fight has nothing to do with this.
Aren't these bad optics?
No, bad optics.
From Goa's point of view.
See, bad optics in the sense, it is not a bad optics just because the chief minister writes to Karnataka. Our case is not weakened in any way. I don't know the political perception. Some people who are lawyers also admit those kind of statements. So I don't know what kind of...
But do you think this is bad optics?
Not at all, not at all. It has nothing to do. We are making a mountain out of a molehill. Parikar's letter to Yediyurappa should be simply ignored because of what use is it to Yediyurappa? Except for showing it for political...
Except for optics.
No, except for showing it for political purposes. Now, whether you take optics out of it or get acute out of it, one doesn't know. We are not concerned with it. So, that is why when Yediyurappa told Siddaramaiah, you go and file he says, with what? This letter? Tribunal will throw me out with this letter. Obviously, tribunal will throw you out with this letter. Because it clearly says, without prejudice to our rights and contentions before tribunal.
एक बातमी येवपा लागल्या की दुसरी मिटींग ही आता जानेवारीच्या पहिल्या आठवड्याक जावपाक शकता म्हण येडियुरप्पा चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ गोवा अमित शाह हांची. डू यू थिंक दिस सीरीज ऑफ टॉक्स शुड कंटिन्यू?
See, the series of talks, if for Karnataka election some strategy is being planned out, that's a political strategy, the political fallout. Insofar as legal dispute of Goa before the tribunal is concerned, it is not at all affected.
No, but do you think this simultaneous series of talks should continue? Because you are fighting it so well in the tribunal.
It is not at all inextricably interlinked to this fight before the tribunal.
एमजीपीन स्टँड घेतलो की सरळ सांगपाचें मुख्यमंत्र्यान की ट्रायब्युनलाक केस आसा थंय कितें जाता तें पळोवया ताजे उपरांत उलोवया.
MGP took one stand. Goa Forward Party took another stand. Congress, you know how they were doing. All these political parties, where were they when they were in power? Why didn't they do anything for Madhe? If you ask me, Manohar Parrikar is the only chief minister who took the Madhe issue seriously. In 2002.
Okay. I mean,
when you should be fair to a man.
Yeah.
If you want to criticize Parrikar, criticize him on other issues which are generally required to be criticized.
Okay.
But don't simply target him on Madhe, saying that.
Okay. आम्ही एक ल्हानसो ब्रेक घेऊया. वी आर कंटिन्यूइंग दिस डिस्कशन. देर आर बाकीची इंट्रिकसीस आहा ह्या गजालींतल्यो त्योय समजून घेऊया. 2 मिनटां भितर परत येता. परत एक फावट येवकार तुमकां म्हत्वाचो इंटरव्यू आनी तोय म्हादयचेर आनी तोय बी आत्माराम नाडकर्णी बरोबर. तर एक जो प्रश्न येता ह्या सगळ्या भितर, बिकॉज तुमी म्हणलें कर्नाटकाची इलेक्शन, पॉलिटिकल कंपल्शन, हे सगळे गजाली चलतात. बट द मॅन हू इज इन फोकस इज B.S. येडियुरप्पा. नाव तुमी इतली वर्स जाली ही केस पळयतात. येडियुरप्पा इज द मॅन जाणें कणकुंबी येवन फावंडेशन घाल्लें. आपूण चीफ मिनिस्टर आसतना सामकी ओवर एग्रेसीव वचून तो प्रोजेक्ट मुखार व्हरपाचो आनी सगळी अरेरावी दादागिरी करपाचो प्रयत्न केल्लो. डू यू थिंक येडियुरप्पा कॅन बी ट्रस्टेड?
See, if you ask me, Karnataka is an opponent insofar as I am concerned before the tribunal. So under no circumstances I am going to trust anybody from Karnataka or Karnataka as a state. For the simple reason that Karnataka has a checkered history where despite tribunals award, Supreme Court judgment, they have come out with ordinances and all. So I am not prepared to trust Karnataka at all. But as I told you, this Yediyurappa business, Siddaramaiah, Mr. Manohar Parrikar writing to them or something like that, is in the political realm. It is not in the legal realm.
No, correct. पण आज समजा इमिजिएटली सिद्धरामय्यान पत्र बरयलें. ही जस्ट tried to seize the opportunity.
Yeah. He should have seized it long back.
No, because
he should have seized it long back.
Because Chief Minister of Goa wrote back to Yediyurappa, he directly decided to shoot a letter. आता ताणी म्हणतात की चल देवेंद्र फडणवीस, मनोहर पर्रीकार आणि एक आपूण बसया आणि आम्ही परत चर्चा करूया. सेम proposal that they floated 6 months back.
Jannabai Goa government on letter बरयले that the people of Hubli Dharwad are coming to break that. Why have you not replied to that letter? That was tribunalaचा अवमान जातलो. Don't do this म्हणून. And that is why I called up the collector and told him that look, you are on the spot. Please ensure that. So thereafter he sent the state reserve police. Thereafter they burnt my effigy there and threatened me saying that if you come that side we'll do this and that. But why are they not replied
You
to
should
this?
be proud. You are one non-political figure whom Karnataka and Karnataka government hates. And that too for the interest of Goa.
That is okay.
बट तुमकां दिसता की ही जी आतां ताणी नवीन स्टार्ट केला, चल आतां भायरच ट्रिब्युनलाच्या भायरच उलोवया, ट्रिब्युनलाच्या भायरच उलोवया, कितें जातलें हातूंतलें?
Tribunal will go. That issue about tribunal thing is not negotiable, as I told you. That's why if you see Mr. Parrikar's letter, it is very clearly worded that this is without prejudice to our rights and contentions at the ongoing dispute before the tribunal, which again means that what the tribunal does and what is going on before the tribunal, I am not telling you anything.
Don't you think it would have been more prudent if the chief minister had said that let's wait for tribunal, we are anyway in the tribunal, let us not talk outside the court, elections or no elections?
See, if you ask me, as I told you, political parties fight, okay? Now obviously BJP Goa will not do something against Goa's interest. That's a normal presumption. So also BJP Karnataka will do something in Karnataka's interest. BJP Goa will do in BJP Goa's interest. But there may be some harmonious relation between the parties. If some sort of things could help out resolve things, why not try that? There is nothing wrong in it. It's not illegal. It is not unconstitutional.
Correct.
It is not unparliamentary.
Correct.
It is not something which is out of the ordinary. These are normal things. People write. Day in and day out, we see in several matters we write. There's a dispute going on of Mahanadi between government of Chhattisgarh and Odisha. The Chief Minister has written. They are before the Supreme Court to appoint a tribunal, but at the same time the Chief Ministers are talking. I mean, it's going on. So this goes on everywhere. There's nothing new about it. But it's all right for politicians to do hoo-ha about it because they have nothing else in this. So they got one issue, so they have started about it.
एक गजाल तुमकां दिसता की तुम्ही जशें म्हळें की अल्टिमेटली कर्नाटका बीजेपी किंवा कर्नाटका काँग्रेस, they will always see the interest of Karnataka state.
That's the presumption.
Yeah. So in spite of both being from the BJP, Manohar Parrikar and Yediyurappa, or tomorrow both chief minister being from Congress, do you think it really helps in reality, considering our past experiences with Karnataka, that such talks can lead to any fruitful exercise?
See, please understand one thing. The major fight with Karnataka took place when BJP government was in power. BJP government was in Goa since 2012 to 2016, and Karnataka also in 2012 the BJP government was there. The major tribunal thing, major victories against them took place when BJP government was there. So that time if the settlement could not take place, so now it is for the Karnataka BJP, they are trying to solve something, to get some issues, etc. That's okay, that's all, as in the political realm, that nothing to do with legalities, etc.
एक गजाल हातूंतल्यान परत परत लोकांच्या तकल्या भितर येता की समहाव बिकॉज ऑफ द इन्फ्लुयन्स ऑफ अमित शाह or that pan-India influence of the party, Goa becomes a very small state. आमचे कडेन 2 खासदार आसा ते 40 आमदार, तातूंत भितर बीजेपीचे सरकार, तातूंतय बीजेपीचे 13 जाण. लोकांची तकल्या एक येता की कर्नाटका becomes a much bigger state with many number of MPs, MLAs and elections just 5-6 months away. हे गोंयच्या नेगार वचत हो एक सामान्य गोंयकाराच्या मनातलो भय.
I'll tell you. तुका याद आसतली जेन्ना we succeeded before Karnataka, against Karnataka before the tribunal, and Karnataka's application was dismissed asking for 7.5 TMC, and consequently our application was allowed, injuncting Karnataka from diverting any water. 22 MPs from Karnataka and the Chief Minister of Karnataka complained to the Law Minister, and the Law Department withdrew the permission granted to me to appear in this dispute. Okay? The Chief Minister Goa and Mr. Manohar Parrikar, that time as the Central Minister, pleaded before Prime Minister. On their request, Prime Minister restored the permission and gave it back, allowing me to appear for Mahaday dispute. That was Prime Minister's dispute. So, Goa did not come under any pressure.
आयची परिस्थिती भितर उलयता कित्या खातीर, कारण आज अशें आहा की तेन्ना बीजेपी गोंया भितर मेजॉरिटी आशिल्ली, मनोहर पर्रीकार संरक्षण मंत्री आशिल्ले. आज गोंया भितर बीजेपीक मेजॉरिटी ना आनी कर्नाटकाची इलेक्शन 6 म्हयन्याचेर येवन रावला, जे त्या वेळार नाशिल्ले. सो आज पॉलिटिकल सर्कमस्टन्सीस बदलल्यात. ह्या बदलिल्ल्या पॉलिटिकल सर्कमस्टन्सीसाचो फटको गोंयाक बसपाक शकता काय ना?
नाव तेन्नाय बीजेपी सरकार आशिल्लो, आजूय बीजेपी सरकार आसा. ओके? मनोहर पर्रीकर सेंट्रल मिनिस्टर नासत, पूण तो स्टेटाचो चीफ मिनिस्टर आसा. ओके? नंबर 2, stakes in Karnataka were similar that time because it is hardly 6 months back. Now also the stakes are similar. So nothing has changed. So not that there is any pressure on Goa. See, none of us are going to be amenable to any pressure. It is impossible to put pressure when it comes to legal fights. Tomorrow they'll ask somebody to, give up Goa, merge Goa in Maharashtra or Karnataka. It can't be. Goa is for Goa. Goans need to protect Goa. So all of us need to protect Goa. All of us need together protect Mahadev. So even to the politicians, my message is, you continue your blame game. Continue your politics. You are also free and you are at liberty to get into dirty politics. Okay? But when it comes to issue of Mahadev, be united and fight for Goa. Fight to keep Mahadev issue here. Like these parties of Goa Forward or MG Party or Congress, they should tell people in Karnataka that please see reason, protect Goa's environment, we are a riparian state, so protect our interest. No, by blaming Parrikar, they are not going to save Mahadev. The least they should understand is this. I am not criticizing or not saying anything about it. They can do politics. Because politics seems to be their avocation. Politics seems to be their job. That's what they feel. Interest of Goa and Goans is perhaps secondary.
म्हाका मुद्दम लोकांक कळपा खातीर ना, सामकी क्लियर हातूंत भितर. फाल्यां जर गोंयान ठरयलें, म्हणजे आमी कन्सिस्टंटली म्हळ्यात, even in your every interview before you have consistently maintained ki in basin use for drinking purposes we have never opposed.
No, we can't oppose, we cannot oppose.
We cannot oppose. फाल्यां समजा अशी परिस्थिती आयली की आमी म्हळ्ळें तशें की पिवपा खातीर उदक व्हरात आनी ते मागतात 7.5 TMC. या एक्चुअल ऑन ग्राउंड कर्नाटकाक पिवपा खातीर कितली उदक पुरो?
Now, in basin use of Karnataka, in basin, that is not Hubli Dharwad, but this Belgaum, Khanapur, Kankumbi region.
Yes.
Whatever water they require for drinking, there could be no objection of the riparian state for them to withdraw that water. And that we have stated in our claim statement itself, because that is what is the requirement of law.
Yes.
We can't take a stand like some activists can take. I'll not give a drop of water to
पण
Karnataka.
पिवपा खातीर तांकां कितली TMCs आहे?
Piupa Khatir, it could be hardly, for people living in Belgaum, Khanapur and all, maybe 0.1 TMC.
0.1 TMC.
More than enough.
फाल्यां जर ताणें म्हळें की आनीक ताजे भोंवतणीचे वाठार आहात, so we want to take this water without diverting.
Even भोवतणीच्या वाठारांक सुद्धा जर value
Without diverting, we
it
want to
can't
take
be
this
more
water.
than 0.3 TMC.
Even भोंवतणच्या वाठारांत.
0.3
ताणें समजा सांगलें
What they want to do is
we will
different.
pump it out.
No, what they want to do is different. What they want to do is, they have created ducts already. This they have created between the year 2006 to 2012. You know which government was in power in Goa during 2006 to 2012? Were they sleeping? Why didn't they apply for injunction? When you give a big talk today,
आज जर
one
ते
of your
म्हणटात की-
former chief minister had given no objection for
No,
Katikana.
correct. So, आज जर ते म्हणटात की आमकां ते उदक तशें त्या डक्टांतल्यान व्हरपाक जाय पिवपा खातीर.
No, that we are objecting. We are
फाल्यां
objecting.
म्हणटात आमी पंप करून व्हरपाक जाय.
See, we are
But we are
objecting.
taking it for drinking purposes.
We are objecting to any water of 7.56 TMC. That is not the requirement. Two, in the Malaprabha reservoir, which is their own project report, for Hubli Dharwad region, the water given for drinking is 0.2 TMC. So assume tomorrow outside the basin, even if
व्हरपाक
water,
जाय.
even if you are required to take water, it can't be more than that 0.2 TMC. Obviously, Karnataka wants to take water under the guise of drinking water and use it for growing sugarcane cultivation. That you can't do at the cost of Goa's environment in Goa.
Last प्रश्न म्हजो. You are a very close friend and advisor of Manohar Parrikar. This politics will heat up now. इलेक्शन येता तशें आनी वाडत रावतले आनी एक लेटराचेर केदें व्हडलें राजकारण जालें तें आमी पळयलां. सारकें प्रोटेस्ट, कर्नाटक बंदाचो उलो बिलो सारको. That whole state has gone into a hyperbole.
Karnataka had called for a ban.
No, correct. So the whole state has gone into hyperbole because of this one letter. As a friend, advisor, and lawyer, what is your advice to Manohar Parrikar?
I have never advised Manohar Parrikar on political issues.
As a friend, I am asking.
No, as a friend, as a lawyer, as Advocate General, I have never advised him on political issues. There are certain times issues on which he has sought my advice. At that time,
Where
whatever
politics was intertwined with law.
possible, like MOI issue.
Right.
There, whatever I felt was the correct piece of advice legally, because one doesn't know what is political. See, what is legal may not be politically suitable.
Correct.
That you know.
Yeah.
Many illegalities which go on day in and day out, because
Yeah, but as Advocate General, if the Chief Minister is out with a sword, your job is to provide him a shield.
no, that's okay. No, that to the extent of legally,
Yes.
his sword will be to cut down illegality.
Yes.
If the sword is to cut down illegalities, then I have to hold the hand and cut down the illegalities. But in an issue like this, Madhav, writing to Yediyurappa, writing to this,
No advice.
no, forget about advice. Mr. Parrikar is not somebody who requires an advice on these aspects. He may require an advice on some constitutional aspects or some heavy legal things. Surely dealing with Yediyurappa and all, actually these people should think what they have done by commenting on Parrikar's letter to Yediyurappa.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.